Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Gopherwatch League's semifinals match between the Kanto Cantaloupes and the Athens Axolotls. Joining me here today is none other than Flambeau Jambo, and we have Fedora on production today. Flambeau, how you doing?
I'm doing fantastic, War. How about yourself?
I am doing great. I'm just excited to catch all the action that's going to go down today. I know these are undoubtedly one of the top four teams in the league, in my opinion, and according to the standings, the top three teams in the league. So they've both been super, super dominant, and I'm very excited to see them play off against each other.
Yeah, me too. I think we're can definitely look forward to a pretty close fight. Granted, Cantaloupes kind of known right now for having only a three map series in every single one of their matches. But I think this could go the distance. I'm seeing the both these teams here, and I'm it's really gonna come down to a war of attrition. I think.
Yeah, I love the fact that it's coming down to war personally, as you know that's my name.
Yeah.
That's what we go by, and yeah, I'd say war of attrition. And it's not like the Cantaloupes sweep every single map. It's like sometimes it's close, but it just so happens that they've won 18 maps in a row, which is an impressive feat on itself. And against such good teams, they weren't even doing it against like bottom tier teams. They're also doing it against some of the top tier teams. But I mean, they have not faced up against the Axolotls the entire season. So I'm interested to see how this breaks down.
Yeah, I am too. I think we're definitely gonna. It's gonna come down to the mentality that the Axolotls are going to have coming into this, whether they're going to realize that it's winnable or if they already come in a little boomed, right? Because I mean, if you're going against the Cantaloupes, have not lost again 18 map streak, uh, kind of crazy to have to go up against that. But I have faith in the Axolotls team as well as the Cantaloupes that both teams are going to definitely try their hardest, and I'm looking forward to it.
I'm also looking forward to it, and it seems like we're going to be hopping into game very, very shortly. Looks like the first map is going to be Control on Nepal. What are your thoughts on this as a map choice, Flambeau?
So I mean, it's definitely a map favorite for the Cantaloupes, right? They get their map choice, and they a little for those of us who helped them in their scrim, or maybe anyone who watched it on the streamer's stream. They have been playing Nepal a lot recently and practicing it almost daily, realistically, which is kind of crazy. But um, I think the Axolotls knew that they were going into Nepal as well, so they've also been practicing on this map. So I think it's gonna be a little close. We have the Frobble Hog possibly making an appearance. Um, Bonesy, if they swap him off the ball, right? He wants to play ball, maybe not as much in playoffs. Um, but Nepal kind of nefarious to be kind of ball centered, right? You have the Sanctum, which ball can just kind of roll all around and maybe get a couple sneaky knockoffs, and Village, which is you know they have
Traveling to Nepal.
I think Shifty, right, on that Rhine,
Yes.
in that back line, right,
Initiating
or not back line,
launch.
in that front line, and then Bonesy can do whatever, but it will be Shrine first. So, what do you want to see from both teams here as they come into Shrine?
I'm expecting a little bit of Ryan gameplay, and I'm wondering, will Bonesy actually select the ball here? And Shrine, I don't know, is really about fighting over the middle, maintaining control of that
Ready for
position. It
battle.
looks like Bonesy's going to go onto Diva, and we kind of do have a almost complete mirror comp here. The only difference being Neo on Lucio. Actually, Mania Moon makes it a complete mirror right there. Perfect. This is exciting. I actually haven't had a chance to cast a completely mirrored composition right here, so I'm excited to see these teams brawl it out.
And I think it will be interesting to see whether these Symmetras stay or if they're just
Five,
playing for that
four,
teleporter, right?
three,
Sometimes
two,
the
one.
Symmetras do like to stay. The Shrine
Round
is a pretty
one.
good Symmetra map,
Capture
especially if
the
you
objective.
are assuming you're coming in a Rhine 1v1. And it will be Centurion switching to the Reaper, with Strudel sticking the Symmetra.
Yeah, and looks like the fight is going down the middle. They do have Strudel, so they
And
are
a
up one,
early
and they get
pick
that
on
early
Shifty.
take on the Shifty Fishy. I think this is going slightly in the Athens Axolotls' favor right now, as they seem to be maintaining point control here. Strudel finds one on to Centurion right there. Red Cactus goes down, Bonesy goes down, and now it's just Lucio trying to get out of this situation as Corey and A Shifty Fishy back everybody up.
That was that's what you want to see from the Athens Axolotls, right? I had a bit of a talk with Riddle and Yeetmeister before they came into their game today, and they said the plan of the day, they want to run over the Kanto Cantaloupes. They want to get into the back line. They just want to be aggressive, take those fights, and they did that perfectly in that first fight. But here we go. We'll see if it works again.
Yeah, it looks like BAP did invest the window there. It looks like the Cantaloupes are just going to go around that, doing a great job of mitigating the effect of the window. And now they have some ults to play with, too. Looks like Strudel's the first one to play an ult, though, as A Shifty Fish is going in, finds two right there. Going to chase down the Lucio, but Deadeye invested there by Fruitles, but Fruitles going to get absolutely shut down by Bonesy as Neo finds one, too. Fairly Kanto Cantaloupe's favorite fight right here, as they're just rolling the point right here. Frobo goes down. It looks like they're going to take control.
Yeah, and that was a great counter response by the Kanto Cantaloupes there. No ults committed, forcing out 3 from the Athens Axolotls. You definitely like that if you're a Cantaloupe right now. We do see the high ground coming out for the Athens Axolotls. They want to set up here, try to get Fruitles those sight lines to be able to maybe take a couple picks, but they know they're down ults, so they're going to have to play this really carefully and have some favored positioning.
And it looks like the Kanto Cantaloupes already invest Deadeye and Window, and it looks like the other team's actually just gonna wait. They just wait out both of the ultimates. The Diva Bomb comes out, going all the way to the back line, not able to find anyone on that as no picks come out, but Yeetmeister goes in with the Shatter, finds 3 right there. That's gonna be massive. Now he's just swinging in. We saw how dominant he is. This is the MVP candidate right here. Yeetmeister showing why he is such a dominant force for this team.
Yeah, and that is all the Athens Axolotls also, right? You're coming into this. Bonesy has an ult. Centurion will have an ult. I think that was maybe a lack of communication there. I think the backline of the Axolotls did get shattered by Shifty, and maybe they got scared and popped that Lucio ult. So now you're facing this. It's kind of up to Frobo. Oh, and he gets the remake.
Frobo finding the remake right there, and that's going to be what you need to initiate right there. Reaper ult comes out, actually finds a few there. Centurion picking up Mani Moon as well, but Frobo gets to trade back onto the Rhine right now. But right now it's all Cantaloupes in the feed and all Cantaloupes on the point there as they take control.
And yeah, was it a bit of trolling to go for the remake kill and letting the Reaper with an ult walk into the backline? No. And the answer to no is because now they're winning the mental game, okay? He got his remake kill. They're able to push forward. They don't have ults, but here we go. Bonesy already picked off by Yeetmeister. There's no mercy to be able to res it. Kanto Cantaloupes now in a losing fight. Oh, Shatter catches the Baptiste, but he gets out with the Lucio ult. Now, no ults available for either teams. It's going to be just a full-on skill battle here. Strudel finds Corey, but Shifty Shatter puts Riddle Dog back at the spawn line. Centurion finds each. It's just a whole lot of kills going in the way of the Cantaloupes. But it's Frobble against the world right now. Gets the mech back. He's able, still fighting. On point, trying to contest as long as he can, but the supports, the Diva, Bonesy, and the supports are just able to take time, but Yeet's on his way back. Window goes up, but are they going to be able to touch? Mania Moon touches, finds the point, it's able to keep it ticking. Yeetmeister on, but the Symmetra comes back. They have fast tree spawns, and it's going to... oh, the Baptiste is back on! But it looks like we will be going to either Sanctum or Village with one map tucked in for the Cantaloupes.
Very valiant effort there by Frobo going for the last final bomb right there, but unable to find anything. And it looks like Cantaloupes do take the first point right there, but I mean, that was very, very close.
Yeah, and I mean, I think a little bit there, a little chaotic of a fight. We definitely had... I think it definitely was very winnable for the Axolotls there, right? The Cantaloupes, impressive as always. I think the thing that makes the Cantaloupe so strong is they were really actively being careful about what ults they used, when to use them, and the Axolotls were a little bit messier, right? They were winning fights when they were able to, right? But now we're gonna need to see these Axolotls really show up, be careful with that ult usage, and you know what? I'm looking forward to this Rhine off once again on Village.
Rhinoff is always really looking forward to, but unfortunately, Corey actually shuts down Yeetmeister right there, and Centurion finds one onto Strudel, so picks are going in the favor of the Cantaloupes. Looks like they're just going to hold them out, the Axolotls out through this choke, and I think the Axolotls probably just have to go for resets here because they are down 2. The Cantaloupes have full control.
And, I will. We're still don't know. Frabble does pick up the Wrecked Cactus in the backline there. That's the main healing coming out from the Axolotls. And now they're able to just keep pushing forward. The point is still ticking for the Cantaloupes, but they quickly clean up these last couple kills and get point control in their favor.
And they're probably going to have a stagger on Bonesy as well as Neo if they can find it. There goes Bonesy. Neo's able to get... Actually, no, Neo's not able to get back out. So this is really in the favor of the Axolotls right now because they're going to get a lot more value out of this hold than the Cantaloupes had out of their hold. And I like this. It's playing slow, realizing when they don't have picks, they have to back up, and then they reset together. And now they have more point control than the other team.
I think the Kanto Campbells recognize right away though that the grab expended by Frabble goes on to point. Deadeye comes out from Prudel's response, but a massive shatter by Shifty knocks down both of the tanks, but Strudel's just finding the kills in the backline, demecking Bonesy as well as getting Shifty killed. But the Symmetra is set up, the turrets are in. It's going to be a lot harder for these Axolotls to push in. Shatter comes out, finds the Symmetra, Symmetra goes down, and the Axolotls are now cleaning up kills, but they flip the point.
The Axolotls completely flipping the point back. I'm surprised that the Cantaloupes are even able to get some point control off there. And it looks like they're going back up to the side of the map here, just trying to hold. Hopefully the Cantaloupes are able to figure that out. They do basically immediately. And now the Axolotls don't really have anybody holding the low ground. They have everybody on the high ground right now. But Axolotls do have the Reaper ult right here. They can drop in right now. Comes out right there, but instantly shut down by Bonesy. Bonesy with the bomb as well. Not able to find anything, but it's the teammates that are picking up the kills right there as Bonesy finds one, a Shifty Fishy finds another one, and this is just going to be Cantaloupe's domination yet again.
And here's where we see that difference between the Symmetra and the Reaper coming into play. Particularly those two. Yeah, there's the Diva and the Zarya difference, but I think it's more the playstyles here for the Reaper and the Sim, right? The Cantaloupes know that Sim wants to be kind of in that back, can really chunk off that area of the map with their teleports as well as their turrets, right? Cantaloupes recognizing this, just go straight on the point, are able to hold in, make it tough for the more brawly comp to come in, and oh, that's a big window fire strike by Shifty.
Huge window fire strike by Shifty. That's going to find 2, as well as Shifty picking up Frobel right there, going for another one with the charge right there, unable to find anything. It looks like Strudel has to get out, trying to find some position to escape, but with Shifty on you can't really do anything there. Shifty picks up Strudel as well. The point's at 90% right now. That means the Axolotls are kind of forced to go in. It's going to be Yeet starting that up. As Shifty Fishy invests the Shatter, not able to find anything with that. And Grab is also invested right there as Yeet's just trying to get onto point right now, but Yeet gets shut down, and that's going to go to the Cantaloupes.
Yeah, you know, very close map one, right? I think again, there's very smart playing by the as we get to watch this Yeet Master MVP candidate come up into the play of the game feed. But I think it's very smart playing by the Cantaloupes there. They recognize we don't want to have this close-up engage with the Reaper. We have the Diva to counter it if we did want to, but let's just flip the point around them. They're holding that high ground. We just go capture the point, put up these turrets. We can sit back with our Cassidy, have those flashbangs ready, and just make it really, really difficult for the Axolotls to push in and try to contest this space, right? We don't need to necessarily win fights, but as long as we're keeping that timer counting up, right, as long as we're getting that point progression, the longer that it takes them to contest us, the harder it is for them to win, even if they win the fight, right? So I think it's going to come down to Axolotls to, again, just kind of recognize comp differentials and really, again, lock in, make those decisions that the Cantaloupes have been doing so well. And I'm looking forward to the next map. Where do you want to see the Axolotls take the Cantaloupes here?
That is a very tough question here. It's going to be a hybrid map next, correct?
Yes.
Mm. And I think I'd want to go somewhere where you could kind of put in. Sorry, the Axolotls have the choice or the Cantaloupes have the choice?
The Axolotls have the choice.
Okay, I would probably have to go. They did go Numbani. I'm interested. I mean, I feel like King's Row would be good for this, but I mean, Numbani also, I guess, works. What do you think the Axolotls are kind of going for with this?
So the Axolotls, again, I have a little bit of an insider information here, but the Axolotls very heavily believe that they have a very strong Numbani composition. They consider themselves to have Numbani as one of their best maps in the game. I kind of like them going here again for that reason, but also I think you send him to King's Row or something like that. Yeah, Yeetmeister very good at the Rhine character, but Bonesy has been swapping around onto Doomfist, and Corey has been swapping onto the Zarya, which has been kind of ridiculous. I kind of like them picking this comfort pick, something that they've been winning consistently. Mighty Dwarf does come in. That guy's pretty nuts. His hit scan has been kind of ridiculous. His soldier in particular has really impressed me. As I've been watching him a little bit this season. And we also see Kerbology come in for the Cantaloupes. So maybe kind of that mercy pocket again onto an Invictus Corey or, sorry, an Ash Corey or a Echo Centurion here. So we'll kind of see what happens. Frobble again wants to lock the hog. He's going to go into the backline. He's going to take that high ground by force. On that first point Numbani, and it's going to be up to the Cantaloupes to really communicate where he is, keeping track of him, and making sure he doesn't get too much value, disrupting their backline. So we'll see the game plan from these two teams.
I'm interested to see the game plan exactly for the Cantaloupes also, because if you're talking about backline players, you have to talk about Bonesy. If Bonesy actually switches the ball here, or another character that is able to flank, I mean, he could get the same value that Frobo could get. I think with that, it's really about timing. It's really about, do you have a game plan? Do you have a set plan going in? You talked about it, how on the previous map at least, the Cantaloupes were practicing it over and over again, but we'll see how it goes now that it was the Axolotls' choice, and it looks like we have Bonesy going to be on the Diva character right there, and as you're saying, the Corey Kerbology Ash Mercy duo right there.
So yeah, so seeing this, right, again, Centurion also very good at the soldier character. So we're gonna have the Mighty Dwarf on Centurion kind of scuttle going on here. But I like this Genji pick by Fruitals, right? Him and Frobble and Yeet are going to go into that backline. They're going to disrupt Kerbology. They're going to disrupt Corey. They're going to make it really tough for Tomer as well to find value. If Tomer is being jumped on every single time by a monkey, they're not going to be able to appeal very well for the rest of their team, right? So I'm kind of liking this comp coming up as Fruitals switches to Tracer. Still the same thing. But it looks like we will be going in for a comm check with the Cantaloupes to see how they react to this first attack.
Oh. Your Tracer coming up top here, Derek. I'll check.
Fine, I think. Is that... They got hit. We're not fine?
We're not fine. We're not good.
Be down, man. I can't touch since I have mech skin.
All systems checked out.
Tracer is there.
Fuel. Oh. Yeah, so,
Matrix activated.
I thought you guys could see him down main. I didn't think you could.
I saw him. I thought it was behind my shield. That was my bad.
Okay, and we are back, and I'm so glad we actually got a comms check right there, because the Axolotl is showing their absolute dominance as Frobel actually finds another one onto back to Spinch in the distance right there, and now really allows the Axolotls to push up, take some control, and if you're them, you have 5 minutes on the clock. You've already pushed the payload a good 40-50 meters before the Cantaloupes can even touch. You're in an amazing position.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I was talking about there, right? Because with the as we see a Nano come out onto Frobble, just trying to responsive bob into the backline by Corey to try to disengage the Axolotls a little bit here. But the momentum is just so strong, and if they find a pick up Frobble, that could be huge. But Mighty Dwarf pops the visor, is able to do a little bit of damage, but Sent responds very quickly. Finds Mighty Dwarf, is pushing forward, hoping to get a couple more. As Valkyrie, now committed by Kerbology, as well as Rally by Riddle Dog. So it's just all sorts of ults are all going off at once. But right now the kill feed is looking pretty good for the Cantaloupes as they find Yeetmeister and Frutals off the back of those ults.
Yeah, it looks like we have Frobel and the rest backing up for the Axolotls. They realize they have to get their team back. They have to get the momentum back before they do anything. But Frobel instantly, as they're saying that, going for a flank, doing the Frobel classic right here, looking to get some value on Hog. I think they realize that everybody knows he's there, so he's just going to keep flanking, keep rotating, and it's really going to be on the Cantaloupes to figure out exactly where he is. You can see Bonesy playing up, playing defensively to counter that, but now the Axolotls are back, and the fight is breaking out.
The pulse bomb does miss there from Frutals, trying to go for the Ana in the background, but both nanos now come out from both teams as Corey and Bonesy now finding 3 off the back of that, and Bonesy still going, and Corey finds Riddle Dog as well. It's gonna just have to be a quick reset, and that's what's the one tough part about Numbani, right? Is it's a very momentum-focused map, and that it's kind of the same way with most escort and hybrid maps. But now that the Cantaloupes have successfully stopped the Axolotls. Okay, so now it's up to the Axolotls to be able to re-get these ults, try to poke them out, try to get that re-pressure applied. But it's going to be a little bit more tough now that they're trying to fight up into this high ground, into all these ults that they weren't really able to take too much advantage of after that first initial sweep.
Yeah, and you're talking about ults. They have basically every ult they could want. The Sigma ult is invested right there, and Centurion finds one off of that. Frobel invests his own Hog ult right there. Really not able to find anything. Riddle getting the res onto Yeetmeister here. Now it's an even fight again, but there's still the ult advantage for the Cantaloupes. Bomb is invested right there. Actually finds 2. Frutals goes down, and Frobel gets one on the back line. Still a Cantaloupe-sided fight, and it looks like they're going to be forced, the Axolotls going to be forced to reset again.
Yeah, and again, now it's just kind of that tough positioning aspect, right? They're trying to get these flanks, they're trying to get these picks, but honestly, now's probably the time they want to try to do it, right? The Cantaloupes, you know they have no ults. They're close to Valkyrie, which could be big, but I mean, I'm looking at this Visor coming up, this Nano coming up. A huge anti could really lead into a collapse onto the Sigma or Ashe, but there we do see that Nano comes out, sleep invested, but he has Primal and he got woken up. So now in the background, juggling Corey as the Visor comes out from Mighty Dwarf, trying to keep people out of the point, finding these picks. Prodigy gets the res on Corey, but then dies to Frutals' Dynamite on point as Red Cactus now trying to contest, but the point is already lost. Nano put onto Bonesy, but Bonesy wasn't on card to contest, and he will soon get demech'd and sent back to the spawn room.
Sent back to the spawn room right there, and now the Axolotls, they have their momentum back. They do have the res onto Frutals there too, so it's only going to take a few moments for Strudel and Frobel to catch up. But Corey finds one onto Mighty Dwarf right there, and Corey actually finds another one onto Frutals. That's the power of the Ashe Pocket. That's the power of Corey, MVP candidate. Bob is invested right there from Corey. Doing a great job of basically deterring the Axolotls from the point. They have to back up, they have to reset, but both visors or one visor is invested right there. That's gonna just deter the Axolotls basically stuck in the room right there as Frobel gets picked. You have Bonesy going in, you have Sigma also going in right there. The bomb is invested but completely covered up by the shield there, and looks like it's still domination from the Cantaloupes.
Bob does get sent in a really good spot to find some picks. Does get Kerbology off the back and D-Max Bonesy. This is where you want to see this momentum shift for the Axolotls. They need to all get together and just start pushing in right now. You saw all the ults get used. You got the hook onto Red Cactus. And now it's going to be tough for the Cantaloupes to really suit up. And it's going to come down to Tomer with this Sigma ult to really lift, change his momentum, slow down the Axolotls, get his team back, and maybe find some of these picks with Corey. Again, MVP candidate, really good, but he gets hooked by the Hog on the side. And the payload isn't stopping.
Yeah, but it all comes out from Tomer, finds a few right there, takes down Yeet, takes down Mighty Dwarf also there. Frutals finds one onto Corey, but instant res by Kerbology onto Corey, and now it's just Corey back up, finding more and more picks right here as Tomer just pushing their team back, but there's still time on the clock. They can easily reset, push it all the way with the basically 4 ults they have, but Corey actually finds another one onto Frutals. That's going to slow them down another 10 to 20 seconds at least, but Riddle Dog saying no, finds the res right there and allowing the Axolotls to go back in.
But this is just really well awareness by Corey. Again, an MVP candidate for good reason. Just really able to push forward, recognizing that they need to hold on, slow down the Axolotls, get these picks. Centurion as well, showing some of his mechanics as he finds Yeetmeister and Strudel. But able to get those pot shots when he needs them, gets that early pick onto Frudels, forcing the res out early. And now they're just slowly burning out time with Bonesy committing this ult. Frudels has to respond with his bomb, but gets picked off by Corey right away. And the bomb is just left, not able to find anything. And so now we can see this kind of backline appearance from Corey and Herbology, but he's all alone. Do they know? He's finding Strudel, he's finding Frudels.
Yeah, but it is going to be a lot of ultimates invested here for the Athens Axolotls. They have basically everything they need. Frodo finds one. Mighty Dwarf finds another one with Visor as well. Yeet still has his ultimate too. Yes, as you were saying right there, Yeetmeister forced to back up here, kind of forced to take a reset. They need to get on the point. They need to find some type of contest in the next 5 seconds. It looks like it's going to be Yeet going in, see if he can get any damage here. Actually finds one onto Centurion, and now the rest of the team's there to back him up. Ball in, switch to ball by Frobel right there as Corey finds Frudels. Corey, Red Cactus, Tomer just trying to hold down as Bonesy gets shut down. Ult is invested right there. Not really able to find much from that. Riddledog gets the res off, and it's just such a close fight right now.
All systems checked out.
Pills are going in favor of the Cantaloupes, but they do have spawn prio, so the longer this fight goes, the better it is for them. And we will see Corey just kind of getting these last second picks as he finds Strudel, Riddledog, and Frudels with 3 shots of the Ash Blaster.
Corey was absolutely clinical on that hold, just finding the picks when they needed to for the Cantaloupes. I mean, that's why he's the MVP nomination for the Cantaloupes. That was just kind of sheer domination on the 3rd point right there for the Cantaloupes. And now I'm interested to see what's going to switch up for the Cantaloupes when they're on attack, and how are the Axolotls going to look to kind of mitigate that, because all the Cantaloupes need to do is push the payload the entire way. That's really all it is, and it is a hard task. Both these are very, very good teams, so I'm just interested to see what characters these guys are going to pick and what's going to come of this.
And I just want to take a look at the stats right now. Again, both teams doing so well. Take a look at the damage done by the Cantaloupes on their DPS lineup. It's almost double the DPS of the Axolotls here. So I mean, granted, a little bit, you know, they have the mercy pockets, the Hog and Winston, both pretty easy chunk out targets, but again, you could definitely see again why Corey, MVP candidate, will be out on this Echo with the Herbology pocket, I would assume, as well as Centurion. I think kind of a sleeper pick, of course, for the Cantaloupes here, as he's been doing a lot this season.
Attackers incoming.
Alright, and I am required to say double drum by Centurion, but Centurion's required to talk, as we are going to go into a comms check for... Wait, Axolotls or...
The Axolotls.
Axolotls. Oh, sorry, we're actually going to go into comms check for the Axolotls right here.
So, do you... Oh, help Frobel.
Hey, yeah.
I have to drop down.
Reloading.
You jump in back in. Start dropping Frobel. Start down. Start no.
Okay, I have you.
Personal.
They're really set up on that high ground right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need a spot.
Big. I'm here looking for Atkins.
Can I get top tier? Can I get top tier?
Yep.
Thank you.
Help Frobel. He has no heal.
Yeah. Shit.
They have no mercy right now. We can... Well...
Damn up.
You have only break heals right now.
Next target. Capturing the objective.
Echo half. Echo dead.
Nice.
And
We're back.
Right here. You want to take it?
Yeah, no problem. Fight has been looking good for Cantaloupes here, but Yeetmeister has the primal, is contesting, does get caught off by Centurion, but it looks like the Athens Axolotls will give a little bit of space here, will give up the point, as they try to not get staggered out by this Tomer and Centurion there, trying to get those last minute. Oh, but Frobel gets scouted, and all of the Cantaloupes are there.
Oh, that is just unfortunate for
The group bag.
Oh, that is so unfortunate. You hate to see that on
Centurion
stream.
losing PMA Peter award for that one, I think.
Hey, but hey, at least the Axolotls did get a pick there. They get one onto Corey, and I mean, Frobel's gonna be able to get a little bit quicker than Corey. But look at the ultimates for the Cantaloupes right there. That is some perfect timing, and Frutal's investing the Deadeye right there, but actually gets slept. Red Cactus is doing absolutely amazing. The Sigil comes out, actually finds 2-3 with the help of the Visor from Centurion. Centurion gets another one as well. This is just going in the Cantaloupe's favor, as now Frobel does not want to get bagged again, has to run away back to their spawn.
And yeah, like you said, that ultimate usage was, again, kind of ridiculous. They had all 6 ults, were able to just do it for free. Corey now on a hunt, gets Frobel. Yeah, now we're seeing again the kind of the dangers that the Cantaloupes did such a good job of negating against the Athens Axolotls, but now the Athens Axolotls are falling victim to it, just kind of being constantly run over and unable to stop this forward aggression. Yeemeister making that switch to the Rhine, something he's a little more known with, even against an Echo, right? They're trying anything to just stop this momentum, stop this cart, try to change a fight, but that pick on the Bonesy is definitely something that can get this going.
Yeah, the pick on the Bonesy is something to get this going, and now the Cantaloupes don't have the full ult advantage here that they used to, so I might actually see them start to like reset, maybe take a few fights just to build art charge, then do a big push once they get all their ultimates. They only have Bonesy's ult. Well, the Athens Axolotls have 5, almost all 6 of their ultimates here, so Athens Axolotls are going to have a little bit of control in these next fights. I'm interested to see what the others do, as the Ana ult is invested right there. Visor is also invested, but Tomer doing a great job of trying to mitigate that effect. They get the grab onto Mighty Dwarf and Yeetmeister. Not able to find anything, as Frodo also invests Whole Hog. Finds 1, finds 2. Kerbology picking up Bonesy, but actually gets picked in the process there too. Anti comes out from Ana, not able to find anything, and looks like the Axolotls is doing a great job of holding this choke off, and the Candles are forced to back up again.
Yeah, and you know, that's where we were kind of saying, right? Now the tables again kind of turned. They stopped the aggression. They have the ults now. It's now up to the Cantaloupes. Granted, they have 4 ults coming up with Visor, Nano, Deadeye, and Flux, right? But you know, it's gonna be up to them to really shift this over, make those switches. But a big shatter from Yeetmeister, as well as a hook. Oh, and a Deadeye in the backline from Frutals. It's gonna send all of the Cantaloupes once again to their spawn.
A great try by Frutals with that double onto the supports of the Axolot, or yeah, the Cantaloupes, yeah. But now it's gonna be a more even fight. Both teams invested a couple ults there, and it looks like the Cantaloupes do have the ult advantage right now. The Flux is going to come out, actually finds 3 with that, not really able to do much out of it, and you see that Corey actually switched to the Genji here, hoping to get a little more value, but on the front side, it's going to be Tomer and Corey and Bonesy all getting picks right there. A full team kill onto the Athens Axolotls, and now it's in victory range for them.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough for the Axolotls to come back from this. We do see this a couple, no stall characters coming out. They think they can all come back and full recontest, but both hog ults coming out sends Frobel over the edge, as well as Visor from Mighty Dwarf, hoping to find some picks, but it's looking dangerous. There is spawn advantage for the Axolotls. The longer the fight goes, the better it is for them, but Kerbology does have res, is able to get the Sigma back. And I think that was an accidental nano onto Riddle Dog there, but still keeping the team alive. They're holding on this point. It's not too bad for them.
Yeah, and the advantage is going to come out. Riddle Dog going for the res on point right now. Gets Yeetmeister back up. Yeetmeister's been absolutely clinical. Finds something onto Bonesy right there with the help of Frutals. And Yeetmeister just holding out this point, doing a great job. And this is now in the part where it might be winnable for the Axolotls. All they need to do is hold out for another minute and a half. But ult advantage is severely in the favor, not really severely, but kind of severely in the favor of the Cantaloupes, with Nano Blade a possibility, Nano Visor a possibility, and all other ults about to be ready too.
Yeah, this is definitely a fight that's looking favored for the Cantaloupes, so it's really going to be up to the Axolotls to really have this positioning down. being able to find a fat shatter, or oh, and there's Nanoblade comes out. We do see the shatter on it to negate it, but Corey's still alive, and and they C9, no one can touch.
No, but that is going to be the second map for the Cantaloupes. They go up 2-0, and now the Axolotls are on the defensive. Great job by all players in this game. Players like Bonesy, Corey actually showing up on Numbani and doing great things.
But definitely a better sign of life, I think, from the Axolotls here, right? They made it so close. It was their map pick, but again, it all comes down to the next one. If they're able to get a escort map that they want to play on, that they're able to kind of dominate on, right? This could still be a reverse sweep, right? At least make it. Let's make it, Axolotls. I believe in you. Send the Cantaloupes to a map 4.
I would love it if the Cantaloupes get sent to a map 4, because the Cantaloupes haven't been sent to a map 4 in what, 8 weeks, 9 weeks, something crazy like that. Actually, no, they've never been sent to a map 4. All their games have actually been 3-0s. All they want to do is see a map 4, and I know if they make finals, technically they're going to see a map 4 no matter what, because it's best to 7 on that extent. But I just want to see it one of these times. There will be a map 4. I believe in the Axolotls to do it. I know we had a lot of Axolotl naming in the Gopherwatch League. Axolotls are, I'm not the one who said it, but somebody did say the Axolotls are the team favorite in, I guess, the entire Gopherwatch League. So they're the people's team is what they're called. My apologies there. But as the people's team, you have the entire Gopherwatch League believing in you, having faith in you. I believe in you. Show up on Route 66 right here. Show up on this map.
Yeah, we're again, we kind of led into this kind of portraying the Axolotls as the underdogs, right? And I think, we've kind of seen that coming up. And every good underdog story ends with a reverse sweep.
Yeah, I mean that's the way it has to be, right? I mean, it's just to tell the story. It's just like they didn't intentionally lose the first 2 maps, but it makes a great story if they did lose the first 2 maps, then win the next 3 map. And Route 66, what are you expecting to see from the Axolotls here, different than the first 2 maps we saw?
So again, I think I think Route 66. Honestly, I think it's still Cantaloupes favored. I like the pick. I think it's strong with Frobble on the Hog. Yeetmeister, again, able to play either Rhine or Monkey, depending on where they are in the map. We might see the Strudel Farah, maybe. Not sure. We'll see what happens. But I know Real Dog has a few silly Ana nades on this map, so we might be able to see some big Ana plays. But Tomer stays in as well, so it looks like the Cantaloupes aren't really going for that Rhine look. Normally, a Shifty Fish is that main player. And Neo Palladius is also staying out with Kerbology in, so it looks like they're probably, again, going to have an Ash or a flying kind of attack here. And while the matchup was good last map for the Axolotls, I think our Route 66 is a little bit harder of a map for the Axolotls. So again, maybe they figured out what they need to do, who they need to shut down after that Numbani loss, but they really need to do it this map. It's a lot tougher to. There aren't really as many easy angles, as they would say, for the hog or for their dive to get it in easy access, and we'll really see what happens here.
Hey, who knows? Maybe they have a secret plan to shut down the Cantaloupes that nobody knows, because they always expected the Cantaloupes to have the advantage on Route 66, and then the Axolotls come out with this amazing strategy out of nowhere and just shut them down. I'm just interested to get into it, see exactly what's happening, but it looks like Mania Moon is going to go in for Strudels there, and I believe that these are going to be the 6. Anybody we want to look out for on Route 66 here?
Again, I'm looking at the DPS lines, right? We saw Sent and Corey kind of dominate on Numbani in that matchup. I think I did hear that their Axolotls are kind of playing on a couple of scuff setups this week, with it kind of being a weird week for a lot of people. But I want to see Mighty Dwarf on that Soldier. or on that Cassidy, right? I wanna see him making plays. I'm looking at Fruitles. I want to see the dives coming out with Yeetmaster on a Winston maybe, or something. But again, the name of the game, as we saw in that first map, for the Axolotls is we want to see them run over the Cantaloupes. That was their game plan, and they did it really well that first map. A little bit tougher on the second map. So I realistic again. Route 66 is not normally a Rhine map. It is in some situations, not particularly. But we do see Muffin Lumps come in. He's kind of known for playing Lucio, very good player. So we'll see if maybe they're gonna just try to do that, take that gas station early, run him over, and just keep this forward aggression moving, shut down the DPS line of Centurion and Corey, try to catch out any tank players or support players who get in their way, and we'll really see what they can do.
Yeah, and I think the word we're talking about here is momentum. Axolotls do so well when they have this positive momentum in their favor, and if you need a character to kind of supplement for momentum, I mean, having Muffin Lamps play Lucio would be absolutely huge. Maybe kind of play behind the Ryan. I know it's an unconventional composition, but it could definitely work out, and I am really interested to see exactly what the Axolotls are trying to do here and what their team composition will be, because I'm kind of expecting Frobel to be on the hog here. May also see a Reaper pick from either Mighty Dwarf or Fruitles, but I think anything that will avoid them getting shut down from Centurion and Corey, because you've seen them stop the momentum. They've done it so many times. They did it on the last map, Numbani, with Corey as Ash, just finding the critical picks that he needs to keep his team in the game. So yeah, yoga sessions, as we see in the chat, are over, and it looks like we're hopping in.
Yeah, so what I want to see from the Cantaloupes, right? Of course, they've been playing well this entire match, right? They've definitely been recognizing the game plan of the Axolotls. They've recognized that they're wanting to go aggressive. They're recognizing, look, we're gonna rotate around. We're gonna play to our strengths, play in a group, find these early picks, and then when we're ready, go all in, right? And again, that's kind of Corey taking the helm of that last map, getting those picks, sitting back, being careful, and then when needed, blasting into their backline and finding 3 with headshots. So we'll see if they do. They will run the same comp with the Centurion on Soldier, Corey Ash. But Bonesy and Tomer actually swapping roles, with Bonesy now on the Sigma and Tomer on the Diva. And, you know, this is a treat. We get to see the Yeetmeister ball. Hog and ball comp, baby. Here we go.
Here we go, and it looks like the ball is going to go out aggressively, go out early. I think that Corey's going to be able to see it. Yes, Corey realizes, like, oh, they have a ball player. We're used to being the team with a ball player, but no, it's going to be Yeet in the back line, being that person that everybody fears, and it's going to be all on the Axolotls coordinating exactly when the ball goes in, the hog goes in, and then everybody else going at the same time. It looks like Fruitles is going to go in right now. They find an anti onto
knock Bonesy out of
ground.
position, but Tomer is there, back him up, and they will find Yeetmeister and Riddle Dog pretty quickly here.
Yeah, and Corey finding some early picks right there, getting some early damage, and it looks like Tomer is going to be demacked as well, so I'm kind of looking for the Axolotls to reset, even though they have pushed the cart very far away, but I don't think the Cantaloupes really even care about that, because they're finding picks as Fruitles finds one, Frobel also finds another one.
And that's what you want to see, right? The Axolotls went in, they cut off that backline, they really went hard, and now they're coming up into the front, catching off this Sigma, the Mercy at the same time. Really well done by Yeetmeister and Fruitles, as well as Mighty Dwarf, being in that backline all together to get that push, as well as Frobel then going in the front, getting that hook, making that space, and now they're able to just take this aggression, keep going, as Frobel now finds Corey. That's a big outsource of damage gone for the Cantaloupes, so this could be big for the Athens Axolotls.
They're playing this comp amazingly here. They've built ults, they haven't really invested much of anything yet, and they're doing it to the best of their ability here, just able to show absolute domination. They do have the blade and whole hog if they want to use it here, but Centurion taking down Mighty Dwarves, and Bonesy finding Muffin Lamps as well. It seems like the Sig ult's gonna come out from Bonesy right there, shuts down Frobel, and Brutal's also picked up, so Axolotls basically completely shut down here as Riddle Dog, the last one, is shut down right there, and they're gonna look to reset.
No, well, mines were used by Yeetmeister there, but otherwise, a clean fight, or a clean loss, rather, I'd say, for the Axolotls with, you know, they pulled out the Visor, they pulled out the Flux, right, two very dangerous ults. Now they know that they're only facing down Nano and Bob, maybe a Valkyrie. So we will see this Nano Blade come out, try to get in that backline, try to make that space. They will find Corey. Bonesy does get in the backline though, finds Real Dog. He's just in. Kind of, you know, we're talking about Frobel maybe being Mr. Flank, but the flanking Sigma making that space in the backline. As Centurion does find Frobel, and Mighty Dwarf in trouble, gets picked off by Tomer there at the end.
He's just got to get out. They can't really do anything there if the one person they got to pick on just gets instantly rezzed and is able to just get back up and start blasting again. It's really going to be about coordination from the Axolotls. They do still have a technical ult advantage.
What a
Brutals
shot!
actually finds Corey right there. So now the Axolotls have an even bigger advantage. Just do they want to get in, as Frutals finds another one right there. The Axolotls taking a huge advantage right now. And looks like Frobel's going to go in. Mighty Dwarf also going in right here. Anti comes out both ways. Bactus is going to use the ult there. Bonesy's going to use the ult right there. Not able to find anything. Mighty Dwarf with his ult coming out too. Again, not able to find anything.
They gotta kill the D.Va fast though.
Yep, and it looks like the D.Va is going to get shut down. Just trying to stall out point right there. Not really able to find anything. Corey's still up on Tracer. Just trying to stall time. Teleporting back and forth. Not really able to do anything in this situation. It looks like the Reaper's going to go for the
Cart's not moving!
Cart is still moving.
Muffin in trouble. Oh, maybe some ping? Okay, there we go.
Alright, and it looks like it's just a clean push. But the Cantaloupes do have time for one more recontest, and it looks like it's going to happen right now, even though they are down one at the moment. But Yeetmeister going for the flank on the back. Frobel does get picked off, but Yeetmeister invests his ultimate right there. Gets slept in the process, but...
Is the Ana dead for the Cantaloupes? That's their main healing. Oh, but... Once again, that backline getting exposed. Mighty Dwarf killed by Centurion as Tomer finds Frutals and Scent as well, finding Riddle Dog. Good fight, as we see the switches come out for the Axolotls here.
Yeah, the Axolotls deciding to take a little bit different approach, utilizing Soldier, Cass as well. I kind of like this, able to play a little bit more as a team, play a little bit more controlled, and hopefully everything's going to be timed perfectly, and they're going to be able to go in here. Yeetmeister actually gets slept, but Muffin Lamps is there to back him up. And actually, no, Bonesy finds the pick right there, goes for the Flux, actually finds three. All their squishies, not able to find anything yet. Muffin Lamps just trying to hold off high ground as Mighty Dwarf invests the, it gets the nano there, I believe. No. Yes, does get something there, and looks like this fight is still in Cantaloupe's favor, as a lot of fights going on at the moment right now.
Both supports dead.
Okay.
Corey does find the brig, but you're down your Mercy and your Ana, with Ana so close to Nano. That's a tough kill, as it looks like Bonesy will be getting staggered out here. Which you hate to see if you are a Cantaloupes fan.
You do hate to see that if you are a Cantaloupes fan. It looks like, yes, they do have nice push coming up here. No necessarily swaps coming out for the Cantaloupes, other than the fact that they started with a little bit different DPSs than they're going to end with here. But I'm liking how these fights are going so far for the Axolotls, as Roadhog finds the hook right there, but not able to find anything yet. Brutal's doing a great job of...
Nano comes out onto Bonesy. We do see Corey swap to Reaper, with Scent getting an early pick on a Muffin Lumps. That's kind of... It's going to be a little tough. Now missing out. And, oh, we need a pause. Looks like Muffin has some internet issues, so... we'll take a little time, catch our breath, see what's going on here. We do have a lot of ults in favor for the Cantaloupes, as they're winning this fight a little bit. I think that's kind of tough. I think Muffin Lumps did have a rally up as Brig as well, so that's you know, that's an ult that now they do lose. Unfortunately, it looks like his laptop died, so that's unlucky. So we'll see who comes in that spot if they're gonna wait, maybe find a charger or something. I don't know what laptop dies entails, um, but you know we do see Axolotls almost have 5 ults, right? Almost, so definitely a winnable push, but you're facing down both tank ults. Corey getting close to that. Okay, Mania Moon will be coming um, in that main support slot. Uh, so we'll see how they adapt. Again, they were playing Brig instead of Lucio, so they are, you know, looking for that ball comp instead. With Mania Moon now joining in, we'll see if maybe we get back in the action. But you know, very strong holds from the Cantaloupes, and they're really, again, just doing so well, isolating who they want killed, having, you know, these are some wacky flanks, right? Like there's some interesting choices being made, but you know, I want to see a little bit more punish of that, right? I know the game plan of XLs, and I know we were talking about how this is their win condition is to kind of run them over. I think a great way to do that, right? You have a Hog, you have a Cassidy. When you see a Sigma in your back line, or a Reaper in your back line, or a Diva in your back, whoever is in their back line, right? You get that early pick. You're able to just shove that momentum, get it going. But we'll see if the Axolotls recognize that, if they're just gonna keep trying to run over the support players of the Cantaloupes, or if they just try something different entirely. As I say that, Frobble does get the hook on Corey, who was going for a flank, so maybe they are making a couple changes here, as we see a little bit of aggression now from the Axolotls, forcing the Diva Bomb and the Flux from the Deadeye from Centurion. Visor comes out from Mighty Dwarf to respond, but they're in a bit of a losing match right now. They are chunking down these tanks, but the Axolotls will have to back up, reset, and get going. Frobble in trouble, has a Reaper and Diva on him, invests the Hog ult just to knock him back. E-Meister there to follow up, try to find some kills, uses the mines. They really want to disable Corey, which, again, MVP candidate for a reason. So, you know, honestly, probably a good decision.
I think that's an amazing decision as Frobble finds the hook onto Bonesy, actually shuts down Bonesy right there, and now it's just a few off. Fruitals invests Deadeye right there, finds two Tomer down and Herbology down. Fruitals also finds one onto Wrecked Cactus, and
oh my god, Fruitals can't do more!
Corey invests Reaper ult, not able to find anything. They just need one person to come in and touch. It looks like it's going to be Herbology going for the res right there, but gets shut down. That gives Tomer and Bonesy time to get on point, time to get control. As long as the Axolotls keep point control here, it's going to be in the advantage of them. They're going to be able to do something big here, but picks are kind of going both ways here. Riddle Dog finds one onto Centurion, as well as Bonesy utilizing Sig ult. Actually finds 4 with that. That's going to be massive. Shuts down Fruitals, who's on an absolute tear.
Anti by Riddle.
Anti by Riddle as well. Mines invested. This might be all they need to get this win. Wrecked Cactus in the distance. Both back up. And yes, the Athens Axolotls are able to go through all of this map.
And you would love that if you are the Athens Axolotls. You got all the way, all 3 caps on Route 66. Pretty difficult task. Yeah, they got pushed to overtime, but that is a very strong win condition for them as a team right now. I think this is still either team's game by far, but that's definitely a morale booster for the Axolotls having that win condition. And you know, even if they lose the 3 points, right? Even if the Cantaloupes have a capture, it's still not over, right? They definitely have a fighting chance this map and have the big possibility of sending it to a map 4.
Yeah, big possibility, but I'm interested to see how the Axolotls kind of strategy works on defense, because I know flanking, great on offense, but if you have a ball and you have a Hog, you don't really have any shield, you don't really have any natural cover, and it looks like Bonesy is going to switch to his main character, the ball character, to sort of counter the Yeetmeister ball. So that's really a duel I want to see between those two here.
this is where it's gonna be a little tough, right? We're seeing this Corey Echo coming out with the Kerbology pocket, and I'm seeing a Ball Junkrat Brigette Hog comp, right? It's gonna be kind of up to Fruitles and Riddle, and maybe Frobble if he hits the hook. I believe in him, but this is gonna be possibly a pretty easy first point capture for the Cantaloupes, just off of comp, I think, by itself. We see Bonesy going in, getting that disruption, but there's so many stuns on him. He will get out because he is playing ball, but not able to get that as much disruption as he wants. They're all able to live as Emeister finds Centurion in the background, maybe slows down the game a little bit, as well as Mighty Dwarf finding Tomer on that Sigma.
Bonesy actually able to find Fruitles there, so it's gonna go kind of easy as actually Rex Cactus finds Frobel as well, so now it may be a more Cantaloupe favorite fight right now as it's Yeet just trying to hold down. Yeet gets antied right there, has to back up, but again, on the ball character, and we do see the ball characters just wrapping around this gas station right here, trying to find as much control as they can. Actually gonna be Corey and Bonesy finding all the picks they need right there. That's gonna be 4, and it looks like the Axolotls are gonna maybe lose this first point, just because, I mean, that's the composition. It's so hard to play in Route 66 if you don't have the shield, if you don't have something to kind of defend your supports.
Yeah, and I think the Cantaloupes definitely want to try to shut down the Frobble character as well as the Yeetmeister on the ball, right? They have the Echo, they have the Ana for the antis. It's gonna be, you know, up to the Axolotls, I think, to try to recognize, you know, they're close, they're kind of close to ults, but I think they need to just make a switch here on their comps.
Yeah, but I think they're gonna stick with it for now, and Corey actually finds 2. That's both of the Axolotl supports down. They're gonna have to reset because they have no supports. The only person that can really go in would be the ball because they don't have many basically speed-based characters, and looks like Bonesy might be going for the flank. No, it looks like they're just gonna hold this choke point, and I believe that Yeetmeister's gonna go around, try to get the flank on the Cantaloupes here, trying to just circle around to see if they can get anything, trying to disrupt high ground right there, not really able to find much. Bonesy doing the exact same thing there as Frobel gets the hook onto Bonesy, not able to find anything. And Nano is invested, Deadeye is also invested for the Axolotls there. Not really able to find any value out of it because Kerbology just instantly gets that res right there. You have Deadeye and Velk invested by the Cantaloupes now, as well as the Nano on to Centurion. This is going to be big if he's able to find anything, but the entire lot of the Axolotls are able to get behind natural cover and kind of mitigate that damage there, as looks like Sig ult is going to be invested as well. Again, able to find anything? Yes, able to find 2 right there onto Mighty and Yeet, taking out both of them, and this is just a Cantaloupe's roll right now.
Yeah, and you know, that's a very expensive fight there. I think we saw 5 ults from the Cantaloupes, as well as at least 4 from the Axolotls. So kind of tough to lose that one out for either team. So especially difficult now for the Axolotls, as they are forced to defend and kind of facing down quite a few threats. They do get the pick on Corey. That's kind of big, but Kerbology is there, has the res, as Bonesy now in the back line finds Mania Moon with the mines, bullying Fruitles, and is now looking for Riddle Dog to make it a 3.
Yes, but Yeetmeister does find one onto Centurion there. It looks like both teams are going to have the Sigma character now, as Frobel deciding to make the switch. I like this switch just to hold this last point right here. Able to use shield, but he does get antied. Not really able to find much. It has to kind of fight back as Mighty Dwarf invests the visor and Nano invested as well, but Centurion instantly shuts that down, as Rally also invested for the Axolotls, trying to get any value out of this, but they aren't able to. Bonesy shuts down Frollo right there, and it's just kind of a Cantaloupe just domination on the point. It's going to be a visor invested, Velk invested, Nano invested as well. Herbology gets the res onto Corey. There's no real losses for the Cantaloupes as they find 2 right there and a 3rd one onto Yeetmeister. Ball ult invested as well. A lot of control. Frobo going for the flux right there. Able to find 1, but it's not going to be enough right there as he gets shut down as well. Just Riddle on the point, not able to find anything. Mania goes into the switch, not able to find anything again. Yeetmeister, they just need to go for touches. They just need to play for any type of time here that they can.
They do have spawn prior, right? So the longer this fight goes, the better it is for them. But there's a lot of ults for the Cantaloupes there. Mines come out and they're just not able to touch and hold. And that is a very strong time bank for the Cantaloupes.
That is a massive time bank for the Cantaloupes. But hey, I've seen crazier things. I've seen a 3.5 to 1 minute time bank on this map, Route 66, go the complete opposite way. So don't give up hope yet if you're an Axolotls fan. Do not give up hope. They need all the support they can right now because if they're going to make this work, they need to pull off a miracle.
And you know what? Miracle. You know what Miracle starts with? An M. You know what else starts with M's? Mighty Dwarf and Mania Moon. All right, I'm looking at these two. They're gonna make some big plays. I'm seeing it. I'm sensing it in my brain. They're gonna have this attack and find those picks. Mania Moon, of course, not normally the person playing on Route 66, coming in after that unfortunate computer breakage of Muffin Lumps. So. Again, I want to see what they can do. I want to see what they bring out. Fruitals locking into that Echo, as well as Yeetmeister now on the Winston. So they're kind of going into this more full dive / poke sort of look. So I want to see them disrupt that gas station. I want to see them collapse on the Sigma or the Ashe. I know the Ashe is a little squishier, but it's still definitely doable for the Axolotls.
Still is definitely doable. They have to show up big here. Fruitals as Echo looking for anything they can, but huge anti out there from Riddle Dog, finding 4 on high ground. Not gonna be able to get much value out of that, but it kind of does disrupt the Cantaloupes for a second, as well as a sleep onto Corey.
Another
as
one.
He trying to go up. He keeps getting the exact same anti. Riddle is absolutely insane, but this team has to find something. His team has to capitalize on this. They are pushing the cart right now, so they do have bottom time.
That is Rex Cactus and Corey down. Herbology opting to res the Ana over the Ashe, so we'll see what happens here. The Winston is in. Frobble does get anti and killed, as well as the Mercy Mania Moon found out in the back. But it's looking good for the Axolotls if they can maybe clutch this out. Bonesy does find Real Dog, so that's all their healing gone, but Yeetmeister has the funny Mighty Dwarf on the point doing damage, but Centurion has Visor, Falcon, Nano, everything's coming out at once, and it's just looking so difficult.
All out also invested right there. Now it's just going to be Frobo doing the best he can to stay on point. Is it going to be enough? Unfortunately, it is not. And that is a very great hold coming out from the Cantaloupes right there. And all they need to do is get the cart, what, 60, 70 meters? That is a tall task, a tall hold for the Axolotls if they want to be able to win this.
Alright, here's what I want to see.
Okay.
I want to see the train car hold. I want to see the Reinhardt, Torbjorn, Bastion, Ana, all the stops in the train car get 0 progression for the Cantaloupes in these 4 minutes. I have full faith. I believe in the Axolotls. If anyone can do it, they can. They have their wacky strats. They have their fun gaming. They are going double shield, which can hold in a train car.
In train car?
Maybe smile, maybe.
Hey, if you believe in the Axolotls, if you
there's
believe
the Torp and the
Yeetmeister's
Bastion.
supremacy.
Wait a minute, we're seeing it.
We are seeing it right now. Oh, switching to. Okay, this works. This works.
It's all right. It's not train car, but it is gas station. You know, double shield, definitely a viable strategy here. But again, you're facing down a Corey Echo. You're facing down a Bonesy Ball. You know, you have to be very careful that Bonesy doesn't just roll through, knock you all off of this high ground. Then double shield is kind of useless. So it's going to be
Attackers
Again, up to
incoming.
Axolotls.
Routine
Shot call. Where's Bonesy is? Oh, almost finds Tomer with that headshot. So low. Good shot by Fruitals, but again, they really need to be aware of where this ball is, where he's going, catching him off guard. The turret does find Corey, but again, Kerbalji has that res.
Being able to find this res, and now they've already gone 50% of the way. The Axolotls have to put up a good hold here, and this is where they're gonna do it. Bonesy jumping in though, disrupting both the tanks, kind of off this high
Yeah,
ground
it does
position
make
right
him
now.
drop, and that's
That
what you don't want to
is
see.
Not what you want to see right there. It's just going to be Mighty Dwarf holding down high ground with the power of the Sigma. Double shield is holding out here, but the Cantaloupe still making progression, still having control. No ults in play yet, but Cantaloupes are looking very, very good in this situation.
Yeah, now they're forced to play on low ground, right? They have to contest this cart. They have to be down there. Frobble does find Centurion and Kerbology. Those are good opening picks, but they need to keep going. Corey finding Frobble is really tough. You don't want to see that. Corey also finds Mighty Dwarf after death, so that's also kind of tough. Frobble does get brought back from Mania Moon, and that is a fight win for the Axolotls, but Bonesy is on his way back. And Mighty Dwarf has a long walk from spawn in order to get there. You do have Bongo up from Yemeister. That can be a big play, as well as Valkyrie ready and Flux ready. But, you know, you're seeing these mines. You're seeing Valkyrie. You're seeing Nano. You're seeing Duplicate coming up. They still have 2 minutes and 25 seconds to make a play for the Cantaloupes here. They do go in with a mine, so they catch out Riddle Dog and Mania Moon. Mania Moon dying with Valkup. That's not what you want to happen. Yemeister caught out. Frobble is just getting beamed down. Bongo has to get forced. He's immediately destroyed by Centurion, and I think that's just it. I don't really see a world here, but you know, they're fighting. Fruitals is on point. He has the Glock out. Mighty Dwarf does find Centurion, does that in Kerbology, but it's not enough, and the Cantaloupes keeping up their now 21 maps
That's
in a
crazy.
row.
21 maps in a row. They haven't lost a single one. As we do get to see the play of the game here from Fruitals being absolutely dominant on Cass right there, finding 2. But, I mean, wow, that is just mind-boggling to me that they've not had anything other than a 3-0 this entire season.
Well, they did get
respectively
0-3.
an 0-3, yes.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's crazy. I just can't believe it. Riddle doing an amazing job for the Axolotls. The Axolotls did absolutely great this season. You got to give them a huge shout out because they were an amazing team this season. I've loved watching them play, seeing them play. Unfortunately, I didn't get to play against them myself, but they were awesome. But congratulations to the Cantaloupes for moving on to the finals. The Gopherwatch League finals, everybody's dream, what everybody wants. They move on.
Yeah, and their opponent will either be the Ringers, I think, or the Hawks. So that'll definitely be, again, a tough matchup for them, and we'll have to see who wins next week. But again, big shout out to the Axolotls. Again, the people's team, they really put up a fight. You know, Cantaloupes, very tough opponent, and Axolotls in particular, I think. We have to choose a match MVP. Worth, who's the match MVP?
You're just asking me?
Yeah.
It's straight up. I mean, it should be your opinion too. Okay, so feel free to add in a second voice to this. But in my opinion, the match MVP has to be. I mean, everybody in the Cantaloupes showed up. Everybody in the Cantaloupes did great. But in my opinion, it's gonna be Corey for me at least because of that just domination on Numbani. It felt like every time Corey was like absolutely clinical and just finding whatever pick the Cantaloupes needed and playing this like integral role in the team. I think Corey did a outstanding job. But Flambo, I'm gonna ask you the same thing. Who do you think the MVP is?
Well, you took the words right out of my mouth. I was
Okay.
also gonna say Corey. So, we're gonna head out here. Hopefully, he will join us.
Hopefully, that's the goal.
You know, I think all the Cantaloupes knew as everyone left but Corey. So maybe sending out their own opinions.
Corey's in trios right now. If you want to join.
Yes.
Wait.
So let's go there.
Yes, let's go there. Trios does not work.
Going monster for our fraud, but
Also,
Corey, congratulations.
Thank you.
How's it feel to be both the match MVP as well as the overall MVP candidate for for the Kanto Cantaloupes.
Pretty good.
All right, that's good. That's good. What strategies did you guys feel like you implemented well going into the matches today? I know you guys have been scrimming a lot, and I know you guys have been preparing for these upcoming matches a lot. So, what went well for you guys, in your opinion?
Focusing more on the fundamentals like shot calling and target focus because we struggled with that the last 2 weeks, so we hammered that down.
Nice. I mean, you could definitely see that, especially again getting those zones off. I mean, again, I want to particularly talk about your Ashan Numbani was just a masterclass for us to watch, and I think definitely something that really helped stop that early aggression that the Axolotls had, and so my question would be right. When do you guys decide? Because Cantaloupes, you guys do a couple silly flanks, right? When do you guys decide that you're gonna have a Sigma or an Ash just go behind them and just get 3 kills instantly?
For me, when I did it, it was more of I know that Frabel is looking for some sort of off-angle flank, and their other tank probably won't be in the back line. Probably want to be pushing guard, so I just kind of dropped. I was already on high ground, so it was either go above cart or else go behind and shoot them from there. And I just chose kind of spur of the moment, I guess.
Yeah, well, it definitely worked out. Ward, do you have any more questions before we go to our kind of wrap up at the end here?
I mean, well, I guess I'm gonna ask the same question that they had in the MVP thing. What did you have for breakfast today? Because whatever you had is just it pushed you beyond the limit of what you needed to.
I did not have anything for breakfast today.
Again? Oh my gosh. Maybe that's a strat. Maybe you don't need anything for breakfast, and that's what you need to actually win Gopherwatch League Finals. Okay, then we gotta
You
ask the
heard
final
it here
question.
first.
Yeah,
heard
you
it
did.
here first.
You did hear it here first. Ask the final question. The question we always ask to our match MVPs: if you weren't the MVP, who on your team would be the MVP?
Bonesy.
All right. Any
Good answer.
further explanation for that, or just Bonesy?
He is out damaging me by 15%, and I have a pocket on DPS, and he's on ball. So I think that speaks for itself.
You do not need to say anything else. That 100%
good
speaks
and
for
short and
itself.
sweet. I like it. So anyway, thank you everybody for coming, watching this stream. Again, Corey, congratulations. If you are watching this and you are a Cantaloupes fan, make sure you again vote for MVPs. Corey is a candidate. Let your voice be heard. Okay. We will be wrapping this up here today. Again, congratulations to the Cantaloupes going forward to face either the St. Michael Hawks or the Rialto Ringers in the grand finals. I guess one more question. I know that was kind of I'm kind of cheating by doing a question after our normal one. Who would you want to see in the finals, Corey?
Well, I guess it depends. The Ringers, if you're talking about what I feel like would be an easier opponent, but I really want to see the Hawks in the finals because I know we played them week 1. We weren't really at our peak form, and so I kind of want to show, I guess, the entirety of Gopherwatch League that we are improved. I guess you can see that from our patch matches, but I just want a rematch against the Hawks most likely.
I like it. I like it. Either the run back of the league. So the clash of the Titans, if you were just looking at current standings, we could say. All right. So anyway, again, I'm Flambo Jambo, joined by the always amazing War and Mr. Fedora Master himself, always here on Prod, really doing God's work for us. So thank you all for watching. If you're here in VOD, hi. And we will see you guys next week for the Ringers and the Hawks. Have a good night.